Okay, I'm going live, babes. So, apparently, we are live, and I would just like to say hello, everyone, and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. I am your host, Sir Sick. As you may have noticed, there is a completely inconspicuous rock set next to me today. That is definitely not something that I put there in order to obscure an individual that is absolutely exhausted and just can't people today. No offense, but she's had a very, very busy weekend. And while she is across from me, she is, no, can't do talking much today. So, yeah, we're gonna leave her be. Just send her, thoughts and prayers, those very valuable assets that every. I mean, she's already interacting with it. She's just flipped me off. So, But yeah, how are we all doing today? Are we absolutely terrible? Are we great? Are we somewhere in between? And there are no other options. I caught a couple having sex in the back alley of my security post. Weirdest part is that they weren't homeless. Um, I mean, it depends what your security post is, and how do you know they could have lied? Are you homeless? How did that come up? you know, do, there isn't like a hobo look per se. I work night security as well. Oh, the stories. I can imagine. I mean, I probably imagine really, really fucked up stories, but that's probably mostly just a me thing. Sick as fuck, coughing up phlegm. I mean, that doesn't sound very me, but I mean, I'm the phlegm bit, but I don't cough it up. I love how The Rock is a different art style. Yeah, it definitely isn't something that I literally. I only found out that Mrs. Sick loses track of time, and she didn't realize it was Monday, and she was like, "Oh, I can't do it. Sorry." And I was just like, "Okay, I'll come up with something." Normally, I would track down a piece of art and like extract the background from it and do something with it. Didn't have time, so inconspicuous rock is funnier anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, in regards to the title of the video, I discovered today, and I should have known because Mrs. Sick has been keeping me apprised of the fact that power companies keep going out of business, and I'd never put two and two together until I went to my bills and I'd realised they'd gone up dramatically, and I'm like, holy fucking shit! That is, yeah, it was a lot of money, and it's like life gives you lemons, and then it pelts you with them, and it says "fuck you." That's what life is. So first year or so of doing what I call grown up income, and the world decides no, 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 we need that money. Looking forward to more spoon stuff stories. She is working on those, but slowly, slowly, catchy monkey kind of thing. Winter is a bitch, is the best way to put it. What's the rock's name? Mrs. Rock. It's the new wife. Just a rock. She doesn't give me any lip or swear at me, flip me off. Honestly, I miss the old one. Um, Demon Knob, of course. That's what's happening here in the States as well. It was about 100 a month. Now it's close to 200. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how I missed it. Because as soon as I saw it, I was like, holy shit, what the fuck's happened? Did I use a shitload without realizing it? Like, we're on, not to be a grown up about things, but we're on a budget plan so that we just pay the same amount every month for a whole year with sort of predicted amounts used so that we don't have to pay like fuck all in summer and then exorbitant amounts during winter. It's like just yeah, but it'd gone up massively, and I was like, what the fuck? Um, and then I looked it up, and it does astonish me just as someone um who doesn't intake traditional media at all, really. And I don't really talk to many people outside of the internet. I just don't fucking find out about this shit. And unless it's like Hoog news. I mean, it seems like pretty big news, but apparently just completely fucking slipped by me. And yeah, so that was a fun thing to wake up to today anyway. Make life take the lemons back, or get the guys in the lab to make combustible lemons. Burn his house to the down with the lemons. Oh God, what the fuck's his name? I know he's from Portal 2. I can't remember his name. I know what the actor is. Fucking great actor. Although, again, names fucking escape me. My supplier went tips up. You mean tits up? Yeah, because loads of suppliers have been going down the drain. Now, what that means in the long run is, I assume it means something. I haven't actually seen anybody say this means you're fucked. I went tips up. Do you mean that they started demanding tips from you as well because they couldn't pay their employees with you know, the money that they get? Ah, gee man, twat. Cave Johnson, yeah. But yeah, so that was a thing that was on my mind. Other things, I can't remember them because I never remember them. I had to keep every time I was like, oh, I'm streaming today. I'll make that the title, and then I forgot why I want it. It's okay to bypass your meter. Um, it is if you don't mind potentially getting into lots of trouble, I guess. Like I prefer not to do a jail or to get the sued. That's just my crazy plan. Tits up. Oh, I thought I thought you when you said tips again. I thought you were like, no, I mean tips. Said it. I said what I meant. I meant what I said. Mm. Power cut knocked out my gas meter, and I got free heating for a year before I reported it. Ah, how does the power cut knock it out? And I'm surprised that the power cut didn't just like make it so you didn't have gas because fuck you. The expression is tits up, not tit up. Going tit up is just like there's not enough breasts in that scenario, so it must just be fine or mediumly bad. When life gives you lemons, add vodka. I remember reading this article or something, and it was just like how to use how to use home remedies in the real world, and the only one that I can remember off the top of my head is if you have a headache, you take a lemon and you slice it in half and you place it against the affected area, and it'll get rid of your headache. And the real life version was take the lemon, slice it into wedges, stick that with vodka. You'll still have a headache, but you won't fucking care. Did you hear the one about the gas lighter? Yeah, you did. I just told you you're crazy. That's really good. Uh, they have a battery and it was blown so the meter went into credit mode. Happened with the Lecky a few years back too. I mean, if it happens twice to the same person, I'm seeing a pattern there. I'm seeing a very naughty pattern there. Oh God, I just realised that I probably had an electrician trying to do me a solid because he said, "Oh yeah, I'm supposed to put these on properly, but I'm not gonna. See, I'm supposed to put these on so you don't tamper with it, but whatever." And I never brained that, and now I'm thinking, was that guy trying to just do me a solid so that I could like fuck with my electricity, or maybe he was just trying to get me kicked out? I don't know, but yeah, I've vague random memory. From where I am right now, we are having gusts of 50 miles an hour. Wind. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to start that sentence again. Where I am right now, we are having gusts of wind of 50 miles per hour. I don't know if that's bad. Like, is that enough to knock someone over, or is it just really fucking inconvenient? Is it make things rattle? I can't. I hate it when we get the old rattly wind. If you get lemon juice in your eyes, you'll have more of a headache. I mean, yeah. So I don't like if you've got a fucking headache on the center of your head, center, and you squeeze that, you definitely. I mean, you'd have more eye ache than anything else, but I imagine the stress might piss you off into more headache. Oh, poop jokes. Oh, I love poop jokes. They're the best kind. They're very mature, and they stink if they're too mature. Is it more naughty of them trying to rip us off by hiking our prices? I mean, if I understand it, it's not necessarily their fault. Like, I don't know what the actual bare bones of the situation is, but apparently it just costs more money to get shit in. So, eh, like, it wouldn't make sense because there are so many electric companies. It would make sense if a company just came along and said, well, we all buy it for so little, so we're just going to charge everybody less and just take all your customers. Mm. How sick are you drunk? Don't know. I mean, I've had a couple. I used to glue the caps back onto the gas keys. The guy who emptied the meter just handed me a bag of heads and said, "Oh, can you throw these away?" Yeah, that sounds just more like people like just going, "Here you go, mate." Lemon enema doesn't cure anything, but the image is in your head now. Um, it wasn't a lemon enema, but I did a video on a guy who was just like drank a pint of lemon, fresh squeezed lemon juice every day, and he was like, "Oh, that's how you could tell it's working." And it's just like, "Oh God, ooh." That made me feel really fucking ill just to conceptualize. But it was like I think it was to cure chemtrails as well, which is just fucking nuts for obvious reasons. Hi, I just got here. Why is Mrs. Seeger Rock? She's not. She's not here. I'm just stood next to a completely innocuous rock that is not suspicious at all. And it's not that I couldn't be bothered to do anything else in order to just say that she's not here today. Ah. Poo jokes are mature. You just mispronounced manure. Fair enough. Lemon juice is great with sugar in it. I mean, most things are great with sugar in it, especially anything like really bitter. Except for bitter. I imagine that makes bitter shitter. And bitter is already quite shit. I'm not a fan. The missus is shagged out. She wishes. Mm. Aren't you scared? Aren't you cared? Scared, cared? Oh, message retracted. I think that came out wrong. How do you cure chemtrails? With pints of lemon, didn't you hear? Mm. He likes that rock very much. Yeah, it did occur to me that people might make the connection between a rock and my very baby. But at least that rock is actually secretly a person. Uh, is the rock from Microsoft Clip Art? No. Oh, sorry, I bumped you. It was from the internet somewhere. I don't fucking know. I just put a drop border on it, and then and then it was good. I stole it. Okay, I stole it. It's an NFT. Actually no. When I was looking up rocks from the internet, one of the main ones that came up was a fucking non-fungible token, and it was just like, oh, I kind of want to use it, but I feel like the kind of person who like gives a shit about NFTs probably has no goddamn chill. Uh, you did do an Enema Woo vid though, didn't you? I did. I think it was Borax. No, that was drinking borax. I'm not sure I've done an enema video. I mean, it's not a stretch for something that I would do. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure someone that I've spoken about does enemas for the health reasons that are completely ineffectual for what they think. When was the last time somebody called you a twat and meant it? Oh God, I'm a YouTuber probably every day. Most of that's water off a duck's back. Um, I get a lot of shit from people for obvious reasons, but I don't I don't care about people being like mean because who cares? That means they got nothing usually. What I don't like is people being like completely fucking unfair, like just saying that I said something that I didn't, or just yeah lying, or taking something in the least charitable way possible. And it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That I don't know. It's like I guess it's less that it bothers me. It just confuses the fucking shit out of me. Like, how are you that stupid? Why does the rock have a blade sticking out of it? Well, it's definitely not to hide a woman or anything like that. No, that would never happen. I don't hide my women in rocks. That's a crazy thing to do. Making NFT bros lose their chill is the very reason you should do it. Yeah, but I kind of don't want them to like randomly try to kill my channel for no fucking reason. It's just a hassle. Should I better explain a random question I tried to ask last week? Um, yeah, I guess. If it's a good question, if it's a shit question already, then I'll probably just ignore it. Do you know what Spoon Staff is working on next? More. Next episode. Like I do the voices on it, so I kind of know what's going on. Uh, Sick is a biological porthole. I'm not sure what you mean about that. That sounds like a butthole thing, and yeah, I can't disagree with that. NFT, no fluffs today. Oh yeah, they should do flat Earth NFTs. I mean, they shouldn't because oh my god, I started watching. Some of you will have heard of him, but Coffeezilla recently, and fucking hell, some of the fucking the amount of influencer scams really blows my goddamn mind. So basically, people who've managed to get themselves an audience for one reason or another will just seem to throw it all away for some quick cash. And it's usually a pretty big amount of cash, but it's not enough for the fact that what they're doing is almost always a scam. And like they benefit from the scam, and it never occurs. I mean, they're usually fucking thick as fuck, but it never occurs to these people that they might go to jail, and some of them fucking have. It's brilliant. Have I ever thought of doing stand-up comedy? Yes, I have, and I've thought, oh my god, that sounds terrifying. I'd have to have like a fully realized like thing, a performance that was done in a yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if how well I would do. I'm someone who suffers quite badly from anxiety as well, so that sounds pretty fucking brutal. Oh, they were not called biological portholes. They were called biological portals, not portholes, which was basically demon doorways, which was just yeah, that guy was fucking nuts. Also, yeah, I mostly don't remember a lot of stuff that I talk about. Like the amount of times I've been reminded of jokes, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did say that. Can you even stand up? Can you even finger? Ha! Owned. Uh, do you know about scam baiting? I do know about scam baiting. I do rather enjoy some scam baiting. I liked the relatively recent thing that was a combination of. There's the guy who does the glitter bombs, which film you and send GPS locations and cover you in fucking glitter and fart spray. And yeah, that shit is pretty funny. But someone combined that with the scams where they'll like get you to put shitloads of money because they basically it's aimed at old people, and you might think, oh, they're stupid. Old people can't, they don't get a lot of things. Do it your night get up. Do you mean in your... How did you manage to get that backwards? Skills. Um no, like yeah, they this lady was sending over like obscene amounts of money, like nearly 20 grand to some scammer because he tricked her into thinking that she'd received a much larger compensation than she had because they used little tricksy methods. And they managed to intercept that money. And I was just like, yeah, fucking yeah, fuck those guys. Like, scammers are just the worst. And after finding out a lot more about a lot of. Some people have tried to defend the scamming because they're. I don't know. Because they have galaxy brains. But like one of the defenses, oh, these are very poor people who do it, and they're desperate and they need. But it turns out that a lot of them are actually very middle class, quite well educated. So fuck them, absolutely fuck them. They're doing it because it's technically easy for large payouts, and yeah. Who do I main in Smash Bros? Link, but I wouldn't say I main him. It's just the only one that I know how it works properly because I've been playing since Brawl. Not Brawl, t'other one. Melee. Mm. Yeah, there is no defending it. It's completely mental to me that people. I mean, people will devil's advocate almost anything, whether they're being serious or not. Is Jim Browning? Jim Browning is great. Yeah, he's not a person that you'd want to fuck with. Because he will have your webcam watching you masturbate before you can say, yeah, it. Mm. I love Linkin Smash too. Yeah, he's just the character that I play. Because like I said, I know how it works. The sword boys in that game are usually pretty good. Greetings, fleshlings. Flesh with cold steel in these parts. My granddad got the Nigerian prince letters and fell for it, but got me to send the letters, and I'd just give them to my gran, and there'd be upwards of 50 quid in there sometimes. Jeez. I mean, that's not anywhere near as much as it could be, so this must have been early days. Although I still like the meme of it's like a Nigerian man was found in his hotel room with billions of dollars. He was trying to get people to help him to take it, let him give it to them, but just thought it was a scammer. But the upsetting thing is that as much as everyone thinks, "Oh, I'd never fall for that," well, you're not the target. You were never the target. They're just people who can't wrap their head around the idea that do you have anyone old that you care about? Well, yeah, they're the fucking target. Don't be such a moron. Your your nan and granddad, you might like them. You know, it yeah. People who think they're better than everyone else because some people get fucked up is they're just not very nice people most of the time. Atomic Shrimp, I have been watching him too. If you're if you're sent if you are to be sent money for legit means, you should never have to front or send money first. Also, any system that I need you to go buy, like it does seem so fucking obvious, and it would be the kind of thing that um would be obvious from a million miles away. It's like, oh, you need to buy some fucking Play Store cards or some Steam vouchers or Amazon gift cards or whatever. It's like, why would a government organization, why would any legitimate large organization need those? They wouldn't. That doesn't make any sense. It would be, it would be just a straight up cash transaction for obvious fucking reasons. And it's kind of, oh, Nigeria has a lot of princes. That's true. Um, and a lot of, I can't think of what but you know what I mean. Yeah, there are a lot of princes in the world. Uh, I set out a bottle of whiskey, and the great all-knowing Sir Sick must have ESET at me, because in the morning it was gone. Visited. That's what that's supposed to say. It doesn't, but that's what it's supposed to say. I worked it out because I'm very smart with a big Brian. Welcome to the internet, where no matter how rare it is, susceptibility is inevitable. I mean, there's an old saying when it comes to scams is that there's one that will work on you. No matter how sort of savvy you are, there is somewhere in your armor that you don't really think about, that you don't really protect. A classic scam is that the you'll have some lads turn up with a shitload of bricks, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we just finished this job at this really fancy place, and we got all these bricks that are worth an absolute fucking fortune, and we'll re-brick your drive for an absolute bargain. This would normally cost you 5,000, 10,000 pounds, but we're going to do it for you for 500 quid. And if you're lucky, they'll put the bricks down, but in all likelihood, they'll take your £500 and just piss off. And that's a really common one that sort of like middle-aged men fall for, because yeah. Now, I think I'm relatively scam proof. I wouldn't say that I'm completely scam proof, because I don't think anybody is. But I think I'm relatively scam proof for the simple fact that I think everybody is fucking out to get me. I'm that person who, when you come up to them with that really funny trick that is ultimately harmless, but it makes someone look a little bit silly, I don't play along. I'm like, what? What? Why? Why do you want me to say that? What's the scam? What's the scam? What are you trying to get out of me? And I'm not saying that's like in a good way, because it makes me come off as a bit of a cocknose sometimes. But yeah, I can't help it. I'm like, what are you gonna do? And you have to be someone I really trust, or I at least know that it's going to be funny. Wait, shoot, I missed the beginning because I was watching your videos. Ah, you poor fool. Why would you do that? Classic scam is renting or insurance. Oof. Oof, that's a big. At least you get something out of one of those. I mean, I currently rent, but it's relatively inexpensive, at least for the area. Mm. Hey, you can't prove I didn't mean is it did. Where's your evidence? I have none. I take it all back. You obviously meant that I edited you. I don't know what that means. Hope I get season 2 of Quantum Leap for Christmas. Hey, that's a good question. What do we want for Christmas? I know what I want for Christmas. I have a sneaking suspicion. There's one person who now we sort of trade cool gifts, which is my brother, because yeah, we we like getting nice things, and no one else was getting for them for us, and we actually like talk and know what each other like and what we have and what we don't have. So when we get something cool, we'll tell each other, so we'll know. I've had to hold off from getting one for myself because I want to give him something that he can get me. I got him. I don't think he listens to these. In fact, I'm 99% sure he doesn't. He's a busy boy. But I believe in chemtrails. Penis joke. Feet 10 penis joke for some reason. Um, I've gotten him a Google TV. No, the Chromecast with Google TV, because he's been using his shitty onboard TV thing, and those things are actually really fucking good value. And a Raspberry Pi 400, because he's wanted one since he got me one last year. So I was like, fuck it, let's just get him one. I've been using mine. It's actually how I record all my audio now. But yeah, I'm expecting from him something called the Pi Station case, which is basically me and him. It's a lot of Raspberry Pi based stuff. We're both quite into that stuff, but mostly for like retro gaming. Pardon me. Yeah, and it comes with like a screen, and it's really cool. It's basically, if I don't, you might have seen it way back in the day, but there was the PS1, which was the sort of smoother, rounder shaped one, and it had an official screen. It's like that, except it looks like the original. Nobody dislikes opening a Greg's gift card on Xmas. Do they not? Because I would be very disappointed if someone got me a Greg's gift card. In fact, if someone got me a Greg's gift card, I wouldn't be surprised if I took it to a Greg's and it was empty. That is definitely like the absolute worst, the worst present, because it makes you go and try to use it, and then it's like 2 stages of disappointment. A total fuck you. You all right, babes? You is it noisy in here because of the noisy man shouting at the internet? Yeah, she just huffed. What's my favorite SNES game? And someone's gonna go, you say SNES? Yeah, I do. Fight me. Um, oh, I don't know. Probably Yoshi's Island. That's a fucking great game. That that is a game that is like completely and utterly 100% held up all this time. Absolutely stunning game. Incredibly good fun. Um, art style is outrageous for the time period. You're such a GPIO kind of guy. Do you know what? I've never, apart from sort of stuff that comes in cases, I've never like fucked with the GPIO pins, and I still have my PS1. I um I used to before I did this channel, I used to buy and sell like stuff off of eBay, and I had a focus on like older consoles and like trying to get them to work and stuff. Sick brand pet rock. It's just a helmet. A rock with a helmet on top. That would actually be kind of amazing. Twat, and I mean it. I mean, that's true. As long as you pronounce it properly. Ah, the Slim PS2. That is something I've never owned. And kind of never wanted to because it seems like a less functional. It doesn't have like the hard drive bay that I've never used. Your fingers and toes are slowly 3D printing your nails. I mean, yeah, I guess. And your head is slowly 3D printing your hair, if you have any. Anybody remember Speedball 2? I mean, these days isn't a speedball like a drug thing. Yoshi's Island or Baby Mario's makes me Baby Mario. I get the feel, but get good. I got really good at that game, and once you're really good at it, the crying is literally pointless. I mean, my rock has a sword. Oh, Nathaniel Thompson, why? Nobody needs to be a member of the Whiskey Club. You don't actually get anything out of it except for, what do you call them? I want to call them thumbnails, but that's not the right goddamn word. No, not NFTs. Fucking woman. Uh, Emojis. There you go. You can go to prison for not paying taxes, then continue to live off other people's taxes. Oof. I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? Or you can be in a corporation and not pay tax and continue to live off of other people's taxes. Or you can be, what's the name of that mega church guy, babes? What's the name of the mega church guy? Joel Ornstein. Yeah, she knows. She has a hate boner for him, and with good cause, because he's a massive piece of shit. I can't decide if I like Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VI more. Chrono Trigger is the more interesting game. Final Fantasy VI is just like a solid RPG and one of the best. My body has absorbed so much sanitizer. Oh, for fuck's! Didn't you use that last week, or someone used that? You're so lucky. I have horrible impulse control. Who has horrible impulse control? But oh yeah, that's the point. I'm expecting for a present. I'm expecting that. I might not get that, and then I'm going to be pretty gutted, unless it's something even cooler. But I have a strong suspicion that's what it is. So I'm mentally preparing for it. If it turns out not to be that and like something super shit, like a Lynx Africa. Do you okay in America? Um, we get socks. Everybody gets socks as the shitty present, but the other default shitty present is Lynx, which I think in the US is called. Is it Axe body spray? It's the same brand. Um, which is like it comes with a can of spray and a can of like a shower soap. That is the default shitty Christmas present. I was saying to Mrs. Sick that a Lynx set is basically the adult male equivalent of a chocolate selection box. Which again, I don't know if that's something that people in the US do, but yeah, just like lots of different chocolate bars, usually Cadbury's. Um, and yeah, so I said that we should buy one for her mum because I think that'd be fucking hilarious. It's the gift that you get which says, "Hey, you smell." Oh god, Axe is so horrible. Like Lynx has a better reputation over here, but the thing to bear in mind about that is different countries, different rules. So Axe body spray, there's a good chance that it's actually significantly worse than whatever we get for whatever reasons, or we might just have lower standards for smells. You never know. Soap on a rope. Oof. I still love getting. I like getting a selection box. One of the best Christmases I ever had as an adult was for some random reason my mum decided to just get me and my brother. We're both in our 20s at this time. Cool toys. I got a little relatively cheap remote control car. He got something that I don't remember off the top of my head. But it was fun. We fucked with them for the Christmas day, and then and then we were basically done with them. But it was really fun. So I've had that idea stuck in my head basically forever. So I like to buy people gifts that are fun or funny or just axe equals shit. Yeah. Um. Wait, axe is called something different just on the island. Even in Germany, we call it axe, just with an accent. Fuck's sake. Oh, that is a pun on so many levels as well. I'm offended. I'm offended by how punny that was. Uh, Wolverine couldn't be circumcised because of his regeneration ability. I mean, that makes sense. He has just the biggest foreskin. It's like it's like a tent. Oh, I play as Sir Sick on Crusader Kings and slay anyone who won't worship whiskey the right way. That sounds amazing. Crusader Kings is one of those games that everyone goes, "Oh, you must play that." I said, "Why?" Because you play Crusader on the internet. Yeah, but I also like games that I think are fun. Consumerist pre-made gift boxes are insultingly lazy. They scream, "I don't care about you very much." Yeah, I'd rather get nothing. I'll be honest. And I have bought them out of spite for other people. Um, there's a member of one of our families that I don't particularly care for, and I've bought them pretty much every year. We've bought them a gift box, even though they don't get us anything, because yeah, I mean it's someone we don't particularly care for. Mm. It's the Lynx effect cat pheromone. Pheromones? Ah, a gyroscope toy is the best gift I've ever gotten and had it over 20 years. That's actually pretty awesome. Um, cool, solid little like I'd have a desk toy quite happily. I mean, to me, just the thing is these days you can get such cool, cheap little electronics that you could buy something pretty awesome for anyone as long as you have some idea of what they have. You can do some pretty cool stuff. One of the best things that I ever got that was like £7 was a it was an adapter for a PC that it was a TV tuner for a PC, and it was like absolutely fucking nothing. and you could just plug that into your computer. And if you don't have a telly, at least back before I didn't watch TV, it was a pretty cool thing to have. And because PCs are basically just oh, fucking hell, pardon me, just because PCs are effectively just DVRs, and this was back when DVRs were really expensive as well. They were really easy to just record TV to. So yeah, the rotation of the Earth really makes my day. You're such a piece of shit. Ah. Someone is obsessed. Someone needs to get you lot Greg's gift cards. Let's do. No, I want to recommend a like a a Sir Six Secret Santa between you lot, but no, don't want anybody to do anything like that because I don't like anything that could implicate me in anything involving work or charity or giving. I am a very selfish individual, so no, don't do that. But if it is what people should buy, especially if there is no Greg's in your country, find a way to get a Greg's gift card for the other person and go, there you go. Nobody doesn't want a Greg's gift card. What the fuck's a Greg's? Who's Greg? Why? I had a great merch idea. You should sell a mug designed like your helmet for whiskey, of course. I mean, I would love to find a simple way to do that, but we've struggled. We were trying to find big cups, and the company that did them wouldn't work with us because we weren't a gamer brand, which was annoying. I haven't received gifts in quite a long time. A cup of sick. Ooh, nice. The people who work on Rick Astley's marketing team get paid to Rickroll. I mean, one has to think so. I mean, I can't imagine that never gonna live this up. Never gonna give you up. Hasn't sold much better because people are like, oh yeah, that song, and they just like download it because whatever, or they play it on Spotify or whatever these days. He must be fucking rolling it. I'm sure that there's people who are stupid who are like, oh, does it get on your nerves that people do the Rickrolling things? Like, are you fucking joking? How does that make you feel? Rich, as I think it was Ricky Gervais. Um, Ricky Gervais said about the American Office being much more successful than the original, and with many more seasons. And someone, how does it make you feel? And he was just like, Rich, it was my thing. I own it. All it does every time they show it somewhere is I just get more money. Yeah. Oh no. Never gonna give you cash. Mm. Nothing measures 0 inches. I think you'll find my Wait, no. You're not gonna trick me this time, Satan. For the first time in my life, I'm essential. There's a great song. Mark Robillier, Essential. What a tune. Trees are cannibals as they feed off the nutrients from their own fallen leaves. Is that's to cannibalism what fucking chewing off your own nails is? Like, you could call someone a cannibal for biting their own nails and swallowing them, which is technically a bit gross, but yeah, not exactly the same thing. Now, if you were chewing on other people's nails, uh, okay, open every video with "Hey gamers" and bring up Fortnite every 3 minutes. Then you'll be getting the gamer brand. Fuck that. I haven't even gotten a request to do a Raid Shadow Legends or whatever the fuck it's called. I was going to say Shadow Brand. That doesn't sound right. Sounds cooler. Badges, good to hear your sexy voice again, Sick. Thank you. How does getting rickrolled make me feel? Well, very much like everything else in my life, it doesn't. Oof. uh, but yeah, I can't remember what I was just talking about. Oh yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, I get actually surprisingly few um marketing calls, as it were. I thought I would be big enough that they'd be all over me, but as much of my YouTube career, I kind of weirdly slip under most people's radar, and then I just randomly turn up. I think that's why I have the slow burn, but people like to stick around, so it's all good. It's all good. Nux sick. What's a nux? Any mundane pile of gravel for driveways, landscaping, etc. probably has lots of rocks in it that have never been touched directly by a human being. That just makes me want to go to people's driveways, driveways, and like swim through their gravel. I feel like that would get old pretty fast, or you'd end up in jail pretty sharpish. And free rocks as well. The number of people older than you never increases. See, that's why we need to invent time travel. Raid is the game so boring that it plays itself. There are games that play themselves that are quite fun. I can't remember the name off the top of. I think it's Progress Quest. That is an old idle game that is quite entertaining, mostly because it has a sense of humor. And that is from way back in the day. And I had that running on a computer for quite a long time, and it is literally an RPG where your character like wanders off into the forest, kills monsters, goes to town, sells their stuff, upgrades their gear, and pisses off again. And it's weirdly compelling. Marketing calls. Glad you don't have a shop for medical insurance. They are relentless. Yeah, I say marketing calls, it's emails, but you know what I mean. Um, and honestly, I'm kind of glad for that fact because I never know. Like, I've had a handful, and I've never done one of them because I just don't fucking trust these people. I got one for a weapon, and when I looked into them, um, I saw that people were having problems with being able to cancel, and I'm like, no, I don't want to advertise something that's going to be difficult. I have fucking principles. I'm just, yeah. So I've ended up just not working with anybody. There's one that I'm kind of talking to at the moment about booze, but like I'd want to test it, but they want my address, and I just don't trust the fucking internet. uh, at least not something that doesn't feel like a fully legitimate business. I don't know. So I just have to go with less money. Although, considering the title of today's uh, stream and what that involves, maybe I'm gonna fucking have to. Ugh. Am I getting older, or is the supermarket finally playing great music? I mean, that is a classic thing. When I was walking through the supermarket and they were playing Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I was like, "Fucking hell, what a tune!" And I was like, "Wait a minute, is this Golden Oldies? Oh fuck!" Is someone called Sonic Broom? Sonic Broom is a great name. Sonic Broom. Visit the channel of the actress. It is freaking hilarious. She has her brother review games. It is so silly. What? The act is it just called the actress? I don't know. Smart. Never trust the internet. It's full of people. Oh fucking hell! No one told me that either. What else are you people hiding from me? Next, you're going to be saying that you're people too, not just terrible people. If you're terrible people, that's absolutely fine. Terrible people, the best kind of people. But yeah, the Windows 98 Maze screensaver was a game that did play itself. I mean, I have watched an exorbitant amount of the Windows 98 Maze as a child. It was fucking fascinating. Ah, religion, the cross we have to bear. Or am I thinking of Connolly's gladly the cross I'd bear? mm. A jar of crunchy peanut butter technically has less actual peanut butter by volume than a jar of smooth peanut butter, assuming they're the same size. I mean that makes sense. Ah, if an infinite number of universes exist, there is one where a version of you exists who is proud of what you remember as embarrassing and is embarrassed by what you view as your past accomplishments. So there's a universe where there's me who's even more of a twat. Brilliant. I used to be a person, but I got better. Oh, thank Christ. That is important progress. Blender is the best sandbox game. Jesus. I love the idea of getting any good at Blender, but then I realized that would be work. And there was a point in my sort of development as a person, as an individual, where I realized I stopped having the patience to learn complicated things. Like I watch the kids and they will just experiment day in day out with all sorts of software. We give them access to they have their own computers each, relatively inexpensive ones, but still, and basically free reign of them, so that they can experiment with things and test things out and try things out. Because that's something that as a kid I used to do, but on the family computer, so it was usually looked down upon. But I end up finding like when I watch them learn new things, and they'll just do it for hours and hours and hours. When I try and learn a completely new piece of software that is just something that I've not done before, like I've tried to learn to program a handful of times, and I just get so fucking bored. I just like I make zero progress, and I get completely uninteresting, and I just want to go do something else. What video are you most proud of? Um, there's videos, and none of them are mine. They're all Mrs. Six videos. The spoon stuff stories are the videos I'm proud of. My videos are just me being a butthole on the internet to people who are being stupid on the internet. You know, there's no pride there. I'm proud of a few jokes. Not that I can remember many of them off the top of my head, but anything that makes people laugh, I'm pretty proud of. Especially when I make a joke that just sticks with people. I like anything like that. That makes me happy. Do I get a new PC if I call you daddy? Is that how it works? Well, they didn't get me. They didn't get a PC for that reason, so no. You developed as a person, but Sticky always told us you aren't people. What is this heresy? You know, I'm a liar. Either I lied about one thing or the other, but who gives a fuck? If you stand by the sea, it sounds like putting a shell to your ear. Oh, for fuck's sake. Benji, stop. At least one criminal has probably seen an Amber Alert about themselves. They're like, oh, fuck, there's a bad person around here. And they like hide. Doesn't seem like good enough whiskey work to whiskey ratio for the task. Basically, I'm my favorite video is the interview. I do rather like the interview tips, and the interview tips is basically purely me actually being funny for an extended time period, in my opinion. And I do think that that was genuinely good. So I'd have to say that that is one of my favorite things that I ever made on purpose. Um, I think it's pretty fucking funny. I need to do another X life tip kind of thing. Um, Dating tips was the one that keeps coming to mind, but sort of having the mindset to sit down and write it. Like the six interview tips one happened because I was in bed. This was during the firehouse time period, the timeline, and we were in bed, and it was a very boring place to live. We didn't have a TV in the living room like we do in the bedroom like we do at home. So we were just sort of chatting, and I just came up with, for reasons that I can't remember off the top of my head, but I came up with an interview tip, and I put it on Twitter, and then I just kept thinking of them and kept putting them on Twitter, and then at a certain point I was like, oh, I have a list of them now, and we just made each other laugh. We came up with spitballed ideas and just came up with different ones, and it really, really made us laugh. And so I decided to sort of turn it into a video, whilst at the same time, because we had the fire, you know, finances were really up in the air at the time because I couldn't do, at that time, I did what I used to do, buying and selling on eBay, and I couldn't get my shit. So I couldn't really do that. So we made YouTube the focus, and that has become the thing. And I couldn't be fucking gladder of that. I hated doing eBay. So stressful. It's nothing worse than spending a lot of time getting a hold of something and then selling it, and then some little fucker scams you. And just, yeah. Oh my God. I mean, there weren't that many, but they were usually enough to just completely fuck everything you've done for like a week. It was not good. Anyway, yeah. So usually end up dating after I'm already in a relationship. Oh, that's bad. Have you ever thought about becoming a VTuber, like a 3D version of your avatar? I have considered doing a 3D version of my avatar. I had sort of partially set up a way of animating my Avi by tracking my movements, but I never managed to figure out how to get a 3D model. Someone sent me a 3D model, but I couldn't figure out how to get it to work in a piece of software that I could use. So it just never panned out, and they got busy doing something else, which is, they were doing it because for whatever reason, you know, I wasn't expecting anything from them, and shit happens. But it would have been the thing that I would have done for fun. Could have been entertaining, but yeah, like I said, I need to get to a point where I'm basically, I mostly need to lose weight. So that I can start being happier doing green screen stuff again. I'm just not, yeah, self image. It happens to the worst of us. I mean, I do rather enjoy your videos where you mock peddlers of pseudoscience. Maybe I'm just mean spirited and bitter. I mean, it happens with age, but I'm only 25. I enjoy them too. But pride and enjoying doing something aren't the same thing. I'm proudest of being funny. Mm. Or at least I like to think. I'm proudest of the things I like to think are kind of funny. I think that's the best way to put it. Don't know what the cost would be like, but you could pay someone to rig a 3D model or even a 2D model. Yeah, I could pay someone to do that, but I don't want to. If someone's offering me something for free, like a 3D model, and I can figure out how to do the rest of myself. Because the thing about having someone do something like rig a 3D model or whatever is that you then have to rely on them. I'd rather just learn how to do that bit if it's simple enough. I mean, we're getting back to the, like, I will learn something, mostly work related, as I call it. So 3D software is something that I have looked into doing, but I wouldn't make the model because it would look like shite. I rigged Siren Head from Fallout 4, so Sursic would be easy. I mean, if you want to do that, I'd be happy to take it, but you wouldn't get money. You might get, well, you would get shouted out for it, but other than that, just do it if you think it's fun. Motherfucker is merely an obscenity, while fatherfucker is an accusation. Motherfucker is an expletive. Yeah. So I'm gonna piss off in about 25 seconds because I'm knackered and I want to go watch TV. Well, I say TV, streaming services. But I had a nice time. been lovely to see you all. I'm not being condescending. But yeah, like, I see you when I see you. Catch you next time, folks. A boy.